Nyx and Fanoa both had expressed that they didn't want to go back to the tower right away.
Partially due to, as you might remember, the being thrown under a bus.
Yeah, that's fair. Fanoa, it was just like trauma.
She's just dealing with some stuff.
Yeah. It's a rough time for her right now. And I mean, they're both kind of not like great with Eldorian right now, because Eldorian is more or less the reason why they're in this situation.
I think I said to the rest of the group at the time, but for Q's benefit, the other reason Nyx doesn't want to go back is because in his head, he went through his first dungeon and no one has bought him a drink for it yet, and he thinks that's fucking ridiculous.
That is pretty ridiculous. I'm sorry. Anyway, so who wants to begin? So the question I have is, what are... so I have an idea of what Nyx wants to do first. What do Moana and Breve want to do?
Connection issues, so I'm going to turn off our video. Sorry.
Okay. Just listen to you and see your portrait, and then I'll hear Nate's voice coming out of your portrait, and that'll be...
It's me, Q!
I can't tell the difference.
I've been practicing my impressions.
It's me, Nate! So we missed what you said before we turned off the video.
Okay, sorry. So my question is, what are Moana and Breve's plans now that you guys are sort of free to return?
Was this message eaten by a voidfish? As soon as you started saying it again, it blipped out. Would you mind turning off your camera?
Yeah, we can all just go camera free today. It's easier. So anyway, lost my train of thought. Oh, okay. So I was asking what you think Breve and Moana's next steps are. What are they going to be up to this time? Now that the trial is over, everybody is more or less safe for the time being, and you're heading on back to the. So Eldorian's heading back to the tower, but you do not have to accompany her. What do you guys want to do? Oh no, did I lose them? Did they lose me?
I don't know if you can hear us, but we can't hear hardly anything coming through.
Let me... Yeah, you were dead for a minute.
And I'm trying to send through messages on the group chat, and they're not even showing up.
Huh. This is not an ideal situation.
Isn't it?
I wonder.
If you can hear us, would you mind turning off your video? And
Oh, it's Georgia.
Hello.
Hello. Q and Nate are having some connection problems right now. That's why you can't see anybody's face.
Awesome.
But welcome. Hello.
Hello. Sorry I'm late. I am having some life problems.
I am sorry that you're having some life problems. If
it is what it is.
Is everything all right? Are you good to play? Is it because you don't have to?
I can play.
Okay.
Fine. I don't know where my dice are, but that will just be how it goes down today.
Okay.
I printed out new character sheets though. That's exciting.
Ooh.
That's very
nice.
cool. I almost feel bad writing on it.
This one is going to be a little more self-directed, so it can be as light or serious as you make it. I know that Fano is dealing with some stuff right now.
Yeah, it'll be perfect.
Yeah, you can just funnel those feelings.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't have to, there's no.
I don't know how. Yeah, I think it'll be it'll be sort of based on how Take wants to do it, because I'm just kind of like following. I'll work around what Nyx's plans for the evening are.
Okay.
But I know what what her feelings are, at least. I don't have any specific plans for what she's doing per se, but yeah. I do want her and Nyx to have a bitch fest. That is my only goal.
All right.
Are Q and Nate planning to join?
Yeah, they were here.
Whoa, hey.
Racing, yeah. They were cut off. Their internet's having some problems. I don't know what's happening. Take suggested they sign off and sign back on. So that's what they're doing now.
So they signed off and left.
They have not come back yet. I don't know where they are.
Yeah, they're messaging the group a little bit too.
Yeah.
They're fighting platypi. Are platypi like a New Zealand thing or an Australian
Those
thing?
are just Australian.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What even is the difference, though?
What is the difference?
Does anyone know?
I think the accent is slightly different, but
The difference between Australia and New Zealand?
the joke is there's no difference.
In Australia, they're like, hello, and in New Zealand they're like, hello.
I can't stand it. Hello. Oh, jeez.
Hello.
Hello.
Here's what I know about both accents. They don't know how the letter O works.
Oh no.
No.
That is what's happening.
There's no R in the letter O, and yet they put a lot of R
you
in
could
there. Oh no.
You could fool someone who grew up in Massachusetts.
Listen,
Depending on what word it is.
I've read the entire alphabet front to back, and Josh is right. There is no R in that letter.
Yeah, it doesn't even look the same.
R in the alphabet.
They're very different letters.
They're different letters.
Guys, just gave me such a look when I said that thing.
Fake news.
Error, no.
Error, no.
Say you read the alphabet.
Mel's calling me names now. So
well,
going on for me.
Do you deserve it?
Usually.
What are some good Australian? What are some good Australian names?
Bruce. And
Bruce?
Well, I was saying like insults, but yeah, okay. Names work too. Bruce.
Dibra is a good one.
Dibra.
But no, not just Dibra.
Dibra. Sheila. Yeah, you gotta get Sheila.
I think Sheila's a word. Shayla.
What we're saying on the whole, though, is just that they're ridiculous people.
Dibra Jar.
Wow.
So there's a show called Little Lunch, and it's the best. I highly recommend it. I don't know if it's on. I think it might be off Netflix now. It used to be on Netflix, but it's a show about a bunch of Australian elementary school kids, and it's like a mockumentary style show, and it's so fucking good. It's very, very funny, and these kids are fucking delightful. Highly recommend it. One of the characters' names is Deborah Jar.
Deborah Jar.
Deborah
Jar.
Guys, should we just start with Nixon?
Yeah, I think that's a good place to start anyway. I was going to start with Breve and Moana just because it's been very Nyx and Fanoa focused for the last couple of sessions. But since they're having some problems, let's just get started with you guys.
Okay.
And then they'll hop in so we don't waste any more time because it's already half hour.
They better be hopping.
So, yeah. What you guys gonna do?
So I'm gonna mention first that Fanoa returns back. I mean, it's been kind of a long, like, this has been going on since, like, I mean, just the stretch of time that she's been unable to relax. Like, we did a dungeon and then we had to go rescue
Fanoa's extended mental breakdown.
Yeah, and then it's been like super emotionally hard. So like first very physically difficult and then emotionally difficult. So I'm just gonna like retreat for a second. Just a second. And while she's in her room, she checks to see that the actual hidden papyrus that has such deep significance to her family is still well hidden amongst her things.
Are you returning to the tower, or
just
is that
my bedroom? Yes.
Okay.
Just for a moment, just to like recoup. Oh wait,
okay.
No, we haven't been able to access the tower, right?
So there's a reason why if you're going to the tower, I'd like other people to be there.
Okay. Can I catapult myself into my bedroom window?
Well, you actually can is the thing. If you want,
I'm just gonna fly up there for a second.
Yeah, literally, if you wanted to turn into an animal and fly in there, that would actually, that's a good idea.
And then I'll just like, jump out.
I think I like the idea of you guys leave. You guys get back into the.
I'm just like, guys, I just need a second, and I turn into like.
Yeah, exactly. You just fly back to the tower before anything else.
So, like, nobody talk to me. I will not be able to understand your language. Just
what
kidding.
What kind of bird do you turn into?
Oh, jeez. What kind of bird have I seen ever in my life?
There's a lot of.
Hey, what's a good bird?
I mean, like a bird that you'd find around where you grew up. A heron, an ibis, egret.
What is it?
An ibis is like it's got a long, curvy swamp herbs. Footed booby. I mean, like, pigeons are everywhere. You've seen sparrows.
That's bird. This is my favorite bird.
You've seen crows. You've seen ravens.
Click the link to my favorite bird.
What's your favorite bird?
That's my boy.
Yeah, you could definitely get through it. Luciana is in a tropical area, so there are. If you recall, it's a the.
I'm trying to think of like what bird I've been before.
Familiar
though.
of.
I want consistency.
Have you been a bird before?
I think so. I mean, I've been a ferret.
I honestly don't remember you ever turning into a bird.
No, you've only recently gotten that ability, and you turned into a bird one time when you got the ability.
The first time that I did.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Which no one was there for.
Yeah. You've only really done it one time.
Okay, so I'm that bird.
Definitely.
That bird is probably. Yeah, I guess I'll do like a swamp parrot.
Okay.
What a good set of words.
You're welcome. Yeah, so I just go up and recoup for a second.
Guys, there is a literal bird called a swamp sparrow.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Wait, look at this.
They're so cute.
I bet it looks like a little sparrow.
I am all over this.
Oh, look at this
it's
little
so
guy.
cute. That's me.
Oh, absolutely. Look at
That
this
is a
little.
cute bird.
Look at this little fellow.
That's
Hello.
so great.
A little frill. Little
Oh,
fluffy-
wait. Look at the scientific name.
That is such a bird.
That's the scientific name of it. It has my name in it.
Melspisa Georgiana. Georgia, that's the bird you turn into.
That is definitely
That's the
bird.
bird. I think that's the bird I would turn into too.
Yeah, that's you. Georgia, that's
Oh.
you.
Mhm.
That's what you look like. We found the perfect bird for you to turn into. Okay, so you turn into a beautiful little swamp sparrow,
Mhm.
and you
Everyone
fly
marvels at me.
off. Yeah, you're like, oh.
Whoa.
Moana's like, oh, Melspisa Georgiana, because she's a nerd.
She definitely does say that. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yeah, so I fly up to my room and just kind of like I just like fall into my hammock for a second.
And sitting in your room on a little rocking chair, that she's moved into your room, is Auntie Mangrove.
Oh,
And,
I'm still a bird, definitely.
Yeah. Are you just like on your hammock as a bird, just like?
Yes, absolutely. I don't want to talk to anybody.
And she was kind of napping because she's an old elf, and she sort of startles and looks up, and which is, remember, she does sleep because it's a pleasure of hers. It's not a thing she needs to do.
She's also like 1,000 years old,
Yeah.
so it
Yeah.
would totally be fine if she
Yeah,
had to.
she maybe took a nap once in a while. And she says, Vanwood, is that you? And she sort of, she
Give
gets
a
up,
tiny peep.
and she's like, Vanwood, what's wrong? You don't look yourself. And she laughs at that.
No.
You look
I'm
a
not
little.
into that. No,
and she just gently scoops you up in her hands and cradles you in her
Squirt.
soft, warm hands.
Okay, that's
she
where
gives
I
you
would fall
a
asleep.
little kiss. And she just kind of holds you, and she says, Fanoa, what's wrong? I know that look, even if you're a bird.
No, you don't. What a lie.
She does. She knows you. She loves you.
Oh, look at them sleeping. I gotta show this to you. I'm so sorry to interrupt. I'm very excited by this whole image.
That's what you look like right now, yeah. And she just kind of, you don't respond, and she just kind of hums a little bit.
Yeah,
And just gently.
that's so
touches you
sweet.
with
I'm
her
so
thumb.
glad. That was perfect. I'm so glad me auntie.
Just
Beyonce
humming
there.
an old elven spiritual. They're back.
Hello.
And after a little while,
bird.
she places you down just like on a bureau, and she says, "Fanoa, I don't know what's wrong, but I can tell you're upset. It reminds me of when I was just a young druid, and Well, I was so upset about well, you know, I wasn't always as old as I was, and I was young and foolish. And once I was a silly young girl, and well, I fell in love, but my love was not returned. So I was so upset that I turned into a bird for 3 months, and I just lived as a bird for a while. I was a little more dramatic back then.
Yeah.
Q, just so you know, we began scene with while we were waiting for you guys.
Cool.
And
Sorry for the hold up.
no problem. But here I have something for you. I think I've been holding on to something for you for a little while, and I wanted to save it for when I saw that you had finished your last step to becoming a real druid. And well, now I see that you have. And I need you to turn back into my Fanoa.
No.
I promise.
No, I'm tiny. I'm a bird. I get 2 whole hours like this.
Fanoa, and she can understand what you're saying because she's a druid and she can speak bird. Like,
Damn
Fanoa,
it!
and she
I've
just
been
tweets back
swearing
at
this
you.
whole time. I thought I was
Fanoa,
being sneaky.
please.
But no, I'll turn back. I just needed a second to recoup.
Yeah.
That's
That's
been
fair.
emotional. Let's say it's been a little chunk of time.
Yeah, I mean, she let you sit with her for a little while.
That's good. Okay, I think Manoa's slowly come back to, like, neutral, in a sense. At least physically. So yeah, she'll turn back into a human.
All right,
Well,
stay
humanoid.
here. I'll be right back. And she goes off, and she comes back.
Wait, I could have just been a bird.
She nope. No,
God
no more
damn
bird. Her time is over. And she comes back and says,
Bird
"Fanoa,
time is over.
this is for you." And she takes out it's something long and wrapped in leather.
It's a rifle.
Maybe it's a rifle. And she says,
I'm not taking any shit anymore.
when I
These
was
dungeons.
when I was a little girl, well, I met someone very interesting, very kind, though very to the point in the way that he spoke. And he seemed to know things that hadn't happened yet, things that would happen. It was confusing back then, but he told me that I would know someone from your family many years from now, that she would be part of a competition and that she would be becoming a druid. And I realized, when I found out that you were in this competition, that it was you. That you were the one who I've been holding on to this for. I don't know how he knew. Yeah. How he knew about this. It's strange, but well, he said he wanted you to have this.
How many years ago was this?
This was a very long time ago. I was a little girl. Longer than, well, most people have to remember.
And Fanoa is like, she's very like put off by this remark for a second, and then it suddenly dawns on her that she might know this person too.
And he said,
and she just like snatches the, like She's very eager past this point.
I wanted to wait till you had become a real druid. Anyway, that's actually why I came here in the first place. When I found out that you are part of the IDL. Anyway, open it up. I think it'll mean more to you than it does to me.
Fanoa just wait. What is it wrapped in?
Just leather.
Oh, leather. Okay, so she can't like tear into it. I mean, she could, but that would be very desperate. So she sits down in her hammock and very eagerly kind of opens it up, and her heart is pounding, and she's just like, oh my god, and she unwraps it.
And inside the leather wrapping, you see a wooden staff carved beautifully in the likeness of a python, and it's familiar. It's a little older. It's a little more beat up. It looks like it's seen long years of heavy use, but it is recognizable. And on the head of the staff, tied to it, is a little bundle, a little leather pouch. And you realize when you open the leather pouch and see that it's full of 4 dragon's teeth.
Oh.
That this is Grom's staff.
Yes! Oh my god, I'm so happy. Fanoa is so beside herself happy. It's like for 1 second her friend just like showed up and gave her something, even though it wasn't that long ago to her. Auntie Mangrove has been like hanging on to this for so long. Oh,
Yeah,
this is
literally
so cool.
thousands of years.
So she just hugs it to her and is just overcome. She doesn't cry though, because she's like strong. She's a strong kid. Also, she's very like wiped. She's like too wiped to cry. But, yeah.
And Auntie Mangrove still not really understanding the significance, but
Yeah,
but
she's not gonna tell her.
but glad that she finally was able to give this message, this thing she's been holding on to the person it belongs to. Just touches Fanoa's face and smiles, and she says, "Well,
You're welcome, I guess."
I have some things I have to attend to at the moment, but
Wait,
I'll be around."
Auntie,
Yes, of course. What?
is our family safe? Is my family safe?
So you've heard.
I have.
I wasn't trying to keep it from you, Fanoa. I know how much stress you are under with the competition and everything. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to put more on you before you are ready for it. But Fanotis and your entire family are safe. They were on their way home when it all happened. You know, they came to visit and they were making their way back. And
Wait, from here?
from here, remember when they visited?
Yes.
They were.
It
well,
was
they
then?
were.
That was that long ago.
No,
Jesus.
it's a long trip. You remember?
Yeah.
And they were
Wow.
a long trip, and plus there's like 40 of them, so it takes a while to get that many people back home. I'm surprised they made it as quickly up here as they did, but the river, you know how the river goes backwards, so so many bathroom breaks.
So many
Anyway,
children.
so they were, and I think they wanted to do a little bit of sightseeing also. They were making a vacation of it. I think they were under a lot of stress, and I think they just wanted a little break. It came at a bad time, though. And our home, they've taken it from us. But we are working on it. We're not going without a fight. I can promise you that. And when you're ready to join us again, if you're ready to join us again, you're welcome. Always, Fenor.
But you're not actually going to be like fighting, like combating?
I don't know. It's not
Oh,
the druid way to fight. Not to fight in the average, simple combat.
No, I know, but there's
we're subtle, we do it a little differently. I'm getting more.
Yeah, but where our people don't fight in that way or any way. They're just peaceful.
We put war behind us a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. I should be back there with you. I made a promise that I would continue this for someone that I don't really respect too much anymore, and I feel just like this is all meaningless right now. I should be with my family. Oh,
I know.
yeah.
If I know one thing, I've seen one thing. Your family from Luxiana is important. You have a certain responsibility to them. It's true, but in life, the family that you're born with is not always your only family. And I was not one of the people of Luxiana. That's why I talk different from them. That's why I look different from them.
You're not?
No, I chose Luxiana. This is something I never told you. But long ago, there were wars. There were terrible wars. And the people that I called my people, they were the instigators of the wars. And I was my family and I we were a part of the problem. But then when I grew, I made a choice to leave and to go somewhere else, and I found a community of elves just starting, still new, that had left the violence behind them and who had found safety in the swamps, and they taught me everything I know. And I found that being a druid, it suited me. And being a Luxiana elf suited me. And I became part of that
Didn't
family.
you ever feel any responsibility to go back to your family? What the hell is that noise?
It's a
Auntie,
carrot
what is
outside.
that?
It's just a big carrot.
It's going so fast.
Yeah, it's magic. We're living in a fantasy land. There are times when you have to find your place. No, I don't think that you should give up on Luxiana. I don't think you should leave us behind entirely, but I don't think, I've known you for so long. 60 years I've known you. I raised you. And one thing I know is that you never fit.
I never fit?
It's not. I don't mean it as an
Maybe
insult.
Druid-wise. Yeah, I
The way
know.
of
I
life-
see your point.
The way of life that we had, the way of life that I fit with, that our people fit with, that your father fits with, it never fit you. And that's because I knew that you were bigger than Luxiana. And that there was a place and a family where you would fit. And I can't tell you if you found that, Fanoa. Only you can say if you found that. But I know at this moment, in this moment, there are people who depend on you, who you promised to help and to be a part of their lives. And you must think of them first. We will still be there, I promise, when you're ready to return to us. If you're ever ready.
And Fanoa looks down at the staff, the snake staff, and the dragon teeth bag, and still looks very kind of torn, like that she's taken into account what Auntie Mangrove is saying, but she's still, like, it's just weighing more heavily on her. But she tries not to bring this up to Auntie right now, and she's just like, I see what you mean. Yeah, I guess I'll just have to make that decision. Find my real place or something. I don't know. Thank you for bringing this to me, Auntie. This means a lot to me. This is an old friend. Very old, but now damn old.
You're telling me.
Yeah. But I think I just have a lot of choices to make on my own.
I believe that you have the strength to make them, Fanoa. I think you always have. But now, more than ever. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, Auntie. And she puts her arms around Auntie Mangrove's neck and just hugs her for a second.
Annie Mangrove hugs back. Maternally.
She's not very, she's not very left, fully comforted knowing that her whole like family is fighting, and Auntie's basically like, don't worry about us, we'll be fine. Yeah, just like, here, have a staff, you'll be good. And she's like, oh geez, alright. Oh gee. But she does appreciate the visit. So.
And with that, I'm going to switch to somebody else. Who else wants to go?
I can go next.
Okay. Where do you want to go?
Well, I want to talk to Eldorian. And I must say, I'm looking over my notes here, and it looks like I have a bunch of facts about the Raycova mines. So it looks like I probably like read.
I have some facts. I want to double check.
But I still think I'd like to talk to Eldorian about it. However, I don't know her status. Like what? Like at the end of the trial, how was Eldorian, and what was her?
Eldorian was she's okay. She's honestly more than anything, she's pissed off. But sort of like
come to her right now or not.
I mean, she seems to be very focused on, winning the contest. That's her next step. She's like, you can tell that the way she's chosen to deal with all the traumatic stuff that's just happened is to work.
Yeah.
Some people break down, and then some people throw themselves into their work, and she's chosen the latter.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm trying to decide if I want to go talk to her and potentially disrupt her work for something that might seem to her to be a little random. She may not like that. Or alternatively, I can go do some research on my own, and that makes for a less interpersonal interlude, but might be more productive.
Okay. It's up to you. And you can talk to her on the way back, or I can. The thing I was going to have happen at the tower, I can say everybody's at the tower when it happens. You just get called down. I'll tell you when that happens. So if you want to go to the tower to talk to her, you can.
You know what I think I'm going to do instead? I've just decided. I'm going to go talk to Agatha Findel, the cartographer.
Okay. So she's a ways away, but I think, let's say, there is in the Hall of Mirrors, there is a portal to that town.
Okay.
Do you remember what she talked like?
Loves her.
Forever.
I'm sorry?
Yeah. Do you remember what she talked like?
I don't. I remember she had a kind air about her.
Okay, I'll just work with that.
Okay.
Did you want to pick up Bix?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring Bix. Bix loved all the maps, so I think that'd be good.
You go back to so you head back to the tower, and you see Artemisia is sitting outside with Bix, who is drawing with some chalk on the side of the tower. And
what are they drawing?
They're drawing. It looks like a little kid's treasure map, essentially.
Cool.
And it actually looks like it leads somewhere.
Oh la la.
It's a map of the beach, like nearby the tower, by the shrine of Kavi. It actually appears to be despite being very naive, it seems to be a map of an actual place. And
all right, I'm gonna give Bix a real big hug.
Mama, you're home.
Hello, little one. What are you drawing? What is this?
I'm making a treasure map.
Oh, how exciting! What is the treasure?
Wait, let me get into piece. The treasure I am making. I'm imitating your accent now, which is probably more accurate.
Like part me, part Auntie Mangrove.
Yeah, it's. Hold on, let me.
His voice is up a little higher. I mean, their voice. Misgendered my own baby. Josh, you still there?
Yeah, I was just practicing.
Oh, okay.
It is a little more like this, yes? Bix's voice? Mama? Okay.
What is the treasure, little one?
It is a thing that Ye showed me.
I'm sorry? Who showed you?
My friend. The friend I dream about. The other day, he came to visit me when I was awake. Just today. Earlier.
And can you tell me what your friend looks like?
Miss Artemisia can't see him. Just me.
Perhaps you could draw. You could draw this friend.
I did. And she points to, they point to. I went through all the genders.
Wow.
They point to a picture of it's just in white chalk. It's just a sort of a silhouette in white chalk.
Does the silhouette resemble a person or?
It's about the same size as Bix, similar proportions, but it's just sort of a silhouette.
And when you say same size as Bix, is there another drawing of Bix next to it, or is it
Yes, there is a drawing of Bix next to it, which is a little more. Bix has their little cape on, and it's painted gray and white like Bix is, and you can see there are details more defined, more froggy details defined, whereas the other figure looks there's a sort of frog-like silhouette to it that's sort of like it looks like Bix drew their own shadow but in white.
Oh fuck, that's creepy. All right, well, so you said this friend visited you today, eh?
That's right.
Where did you see him?
We were playing by the beach.
Did he show you where the treasure is?
Yes.
Have you seen the treasure?
You have to follow the map. And they smile wide.
Well, I'm so torn. Oh God, I'm so torn. What do you say we go look for the treasure now, and then I would like to take you to. Do you remember Miss Vindel, the cartographer? She had all the maps.
Yes, I remember.
We're going to go
There
talk
were
to
so
her
many
today.
maps. I want to go back there.
I know, what a wonderful thing it is. What would you prefer to go see her first, or would you like to look for the treasure first? What do you want to do? We'll do both of them. Just what do you want to do first?
Okay. We can go look at the maps. The treasure is safe.
Okay. Then let's go.
Okay.
I just realized I haven't even greeted Artemisia this whole time. Oh, Artemisia.
Artemisia's just sitting there like, hi.
Hi. Yeah, he's been talking about this all day. I guess he has an imaginary friend. I don't know. A lot of little kids that age have them. It's a little weird though. But I mean, that map is really something. It looks like a real map. He was playing a lot on the beach by the shrine. I mean, it seemed fine. It's just an old shrine.
Have you taken Bix to the shrine?
Well, I took him to the beach by the shrine, and he ran over to it.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. Because I don't think I've taken them to the shrine. Very interesting. All right. Well, thank you as always for watching them. Lately, we're going to go to the town. I can't remember the name of the town, but let's say I say it.
You do.
Do you need anything while we're there, or would you like to come with us?
I actually have some work I need to catch up on, but I have fun.
We will. Thank you so much.
And you guys, you did great in the last competition. You really did great. Eldorian was. Is she okay? She came back with you, but she went upstairs to her room real quick.
I think she might need time to work some things out. I think she'll be okay, though, Artemisia. Thank you for caring so much about her. I know we all care for her deeply, and as the team, we can't always be around to be with her and to look after her. So, thank you for being there for her.
Yeah, I'm just, and her eyes start to well up a little bit. I'm just glad she's safe.
Me too.
Okay, well, have a fun time. I'm gonna go get some work done.
All right. So Bix and I head off to the Hall of Mirrors
Okay.
and jump into Townland.
Here we are in Townland.
Here we are in Townland.
So you reach the store, the shop, and you open up the door.
There's many magical vehicles here.
There are, and she says, "Oh, hello again. Welcome to the shop."
Hello. So nice to see
Hello.
you again.
It's a pleasure.
Yes,
It's only been a couple of days, but I'm glad to see you again.
It feels like it's been longer. Yes.
Feels like
Big- hello.
old
Hello.
friends meeting for a long time.
Mm.
Have you come back for some more maps?
I've come back to yes, and to talk to you, to see if you might have some knowledge about a certain place that I'm interested in learning more about.
Of course. Well, if it comes to knowledge about places, I'm the expert. I know about places, locations, geomorphs, blueprints. If there's a space in space, I probably know about it.
I saw the tagline on your shop. I saw it outside on the sign.
Right.
It's
If there's a space in space, I probably know about it, and I drew a map about it. I'm trying to find a pithier way to say that. It was expensive to get all monographed on the sign, but yeah.
that is beautiful though. Worth the cost.
Oh, absolutely. There's a master calligrapher in the town, so I was just happy to give him work.
Lovely. Hey, look, this particular place that I'm looking for information about.
Of course. What place are you looking to learn about?
I've been reading a book about the Raycova mines. Are you aware of them?
And her face gets serious, and she says, "Oh, Raycova.
Yeah. What's of it?
I've heard of them. The Raycova mines are what we in the cartography business call the unmappable mines. They change, is the thing about them. There's a thing about deep dungeons. We call it map makers, cartographers, and specifically people who deal with deep dungeon mapping. Well, there's a point when you get to a certain depth. We call it we call it the rapture point, because, well, when you get that deep, not only do people start to experience the rapture of the deep, which is the psychological weight of being that far down is rough for a lot of people. But also, it's something strange that when you get to that point, even people who have, taken precautions, who have made their way down multiple times in the same locations, they find different paths and passageways. And there's something about, I don't know if it's some kind of magic or what, but there's something about deeper places that once you get past the rapture point, they are never the same dungeon twice. There's something that changes them. The cave systems, they shouldn't be able to change like that. There shouldn't be power enough to make entire caves go in different directions or disappear, but they do. Reikova Mine is supposedly the deepest mine ever made, and it's unmappable after a certain point. Oh, I think you cut off a little bit.
Sorry, I'm taking notes as fast as you're speaking.
Oh, okay, no problem.
What efforts have what previous efforts have gone into exploring the mines? Can you tell me about any one or any prior expedition that has gone down there?
Well, the most famous expeditions have been the Dungeoneers League. Reikova Mine is always the last dungeon. And so everything we know about it has come from them and, from Dungeoneers who went in before that. And of course, there's records of the dwarves who actually made the mine. But there's also stories that say that the mine itself is what ended that civilization. It's hard to know, really. It's kind of a black spot on the dungeon cartographer's industry and history of our trade. But
no, I know this is
works for the International Dungeoneers League. They go as deep as they can until one of the teams can't go any deeper, and it's always different every year.
Fascinating. I'm so curious about what causes this.
You and me both. But honestly, as a working professional, I would even try. Given the opportunity, it's not worth doing. It's many a cartographer have found their own fall trying to map those mines.
Well, sorry, I just need. Does she know that I'm in the IDL? Does she? I can't recall if she might know.
I don't. I think she probably. I think she does.
Do you think she follows the contest?
I think she. I don't know that. You know what? I think she does casually because she's interested mostly in the dungeons themselves.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But I think she's been cool about it. Like, she hasn't brought it up because she doesn't.
She's not like fangirling on me. Yeah. Well, I think do you follow the IDL, Agatha?
I do, yeah. I try to catch it whenever I can. At least when I hear that there's, an interesting location. I confess I recognized you when you first came in here, and I recognized Little Bix. You know me? Yes, little. Yes, Bix. You're kind of famous. Mama, did you hear? I'm famous.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful.
I'm a celebrity.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
And then Bix runs off to go look at some more maps.
Awesome.
And they're just touching everything in the store.
Hey, mind your hands. Mind your hands.
They're so sticky, their hands.
It's just, I imagine just like loose pieces of paper just getting kind of stuck to their hands.
Yeah, every once in a while, Agatha looks over and just her eye twitches. but she keeps her
Hey,
polite,
be careful.
friendly
Be careful, little
disposition.
one. Yes, be careful.
Okay,
Hands to
Mama.
yourself.
Okay, I just look.
Yes,
And then
so-
Bix, whenever Bix thinks you're not looking, they try to touch maps again.
I'm going to be buying so many maps today.
I know. I'm gonna walk out of here with so many maps. Thank you. Just as an aside, thank you so much for being patient with them. They just love maps. They're fascinated with them.
No, it's fine. I'm happy to support a young cartographer.
As you may know from following our little team, we seem to be making some progress, and with luck from the deities, we will make it into the final round. We are hoping. So there's a chance that we might make it to Raycova Mines, and I wonder if there's anything that I can do to advance our cartographic knowledge of the place should we end up there. Is that something I could help with?
I mean, you could try. Like I said, I don't think it's possible, but if there's any way to find out what it is that causes these strange changes, I'd be interested to know professionally. I'd certainly like to figure out what it is, what this strange magic source is.
I will do my best to look into it if we are lucky enough to get there, of course.
Absolutely, and you can always come back if most of the other places, in your competition. If you're looking for a map for a dungeon that you plan to go into, that something a little less far down, I have maps.
Oh, thank you so much. I will as soon as we find out the next dungeon, I will come back to you. I will take you up on that.
Absolutely. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Come back as well. I'm sorry?
Is there anything else I can help you with?
This is less about maps and more about legend, I guess. There was a line in this book about this. It's not a long book I have. It's just a little bit of information, but there's a bit of a legend in it that there is a fissure within Raycova Mines that leads to the center of the earth. Have you heard that? Is it possible that it's true?
That's one of the legends, but nobody's ever found it before. Supposedly it's down there if you go deep enough, but I've never seen it on the competition, and every year they go a little deeper, but nobody's ever gone that far down.
Of course. It's legend till it's proven, right?
That's how it works.
Well,
the thing about maps is they have to match the real thing.
That's right. Well, thank you so much, Agatha. You've been very, very helpful as always. Bix, get hands off.
I wasn't touching.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't.
They were definitely touching something.
Definitely.
Yeah, and so we start heading out to go. I think is there maybe a little map that Bix has found that they might be interested in that I could buy?
Yeah. This map is a map of. It's actually a little world map of Pelotast, of the continent of Pelotast. Very similar to the one on the Facebook page.
Cool. Awesome. Yep. Okay. So
it's the world.
It is the whole world.
Where was I born?
I point to where they were born.
All right, you point to the swamp in the southern part of Mazmaraz.
Right.
Oh, can we go there?
Yes, someday we will go there.
Okay. You spend it's gonna be a piece of silver for the map,
All right.
and you go on your way back, probably to the tower or wherever you go. But this scene is over.
Yeah, I think we're probably back there.
Yeah. Okay. Who wants to go next?
Tig, you want to go?
I can. I assumed you might.
True. One thing I know is that Breve does have a long overdue conversation with a certain orc.
Uh-huh.
Fair enough.
Not to give suggestions of what I'd like to see, but
No, that was one of two things on my list.
what's the other thing on your list?
I want to up my arrow game and find someone who can make me some badass arrows using the crocodile teeth, the spark stones, anything else I've got that's going to just mess someone up.
Nice.
Fun.
You can actually kill two birds with one stone with that. Since the Meat for Gold is your sponsor, and they specialize on kind of.
I take offense to that comment.
Which comment?
The killing birds with stones comment.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, she was a bird for a while. You know, once you spend some time as a bird, you really start to be sympathetic with them and their weakness to stone. One thing I know about birds is they have a real weakness towards stones.
It's like their kryptonite stone. So yeah, I can totally wait. I feel like I was the monopolizer in the last like 1 or 2 episodes, so I'm happy to sit it out for a while.
Up to you guys, but you have to decide between the two of you.
Well, shit, we're never going to be able to do that.
Or I'll have you roll for it.
I mean, that's a fair way to do it, I guess.
All right,
Little
roll
boy.
initiative. Actually, don't roll initiative. Let's just let this be luck. Roll just a d20.
I got an 8.
An 8.
I got a 9.
Shit. Okay.
Oh,
God damn it, I hate you, Tig. You're the worst.
Fuck. Okay, so Nix, what do you want to do?
I mean, so this is still the same day, right?
Yeah. So we can and we can go back in time to you're just leaving the place.
Yeah, I think what I'm
This is sort of a meanwhile.
right. Essentially, I was walking back with the group until we were like in sight of the tower, so that I was pretty sure that Eldorian is like going inside, and then I'm just like, right, I'm leaving, and then I do.
Okay. Where do you go?
I don't know the town real well. But I would like to. What time of day is it when we got back?
It is evening.
Okay. I want to try and find.
It is actually or let's say it's no, actually it would be morning, now that I think about it, the way it worked out
Morning?
before. Yeah, because you were like spending the whole night trying to save Eldorian. So none of y'all have slept. But yeah, it's morning right now, which makes sense as to why yeah, let's say it's like 10 o'clock.
Oh. Yeah, I thought it was evening. Dang. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to make this make sense for what everybody's done so far.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll do. We'll just say that what Moana did. There was some space between those two things where she went to sleep. Is that cool, Q?
That's cool.
Okay. So you did that the next morning. That's fine. We can do that. Yeah. So it is evening.
Okay. Yeah. If it's the evening of, then I am just trying to find what seems like the most lively bar, essentially.
Okay. Lively bar in town.
As previously stated, no one's bought me a drink yet.
You're not wrong. Okay. So you have two choices. The Mountain Shade Pub, a local public house frequented by retired Golden Age dungeon divers and sailors. And you have the White Tower Tavern, a local upscale tavern known for their magically mixed cocktails.
A local upscale tavern that what?
Known for their magically mixed cocktails. It is, it's both of them would probably be pretty busy, but in a different way. The Mountain Shade Pub is sort of like your classic Irish pub situation, whereas the White Tower Tavern is like a hit bar.
Yeah. The hip bar sounds probably more the right speed at the moment.
Okay. So you go in there, you step into the White Tower Tavern, and there's a big sign outside with the image of a white tower. It looks like a chess rook. And you step in, and there are a lot of young people sitting at the bar and at tables. There's highlights from the IDL playing on a harp is projecting them in a corner. There's you can't hear them at all because the music in here is pretty loud. It is let's say, yeah, it's EDM. It's Elvish dance music. Yeah. And it's a pretty young, hip crowd.
Do I notice any groups
and
of people?
And the bar is magically glowing.
Of course it is.
There's lots of colorful. There's like a mirror with lots of color shelves with lots of colorful drinks on it. Yeah, like it's a hip bar. Yeah.
Do I see any groups of people who are paying any attention to the highlights?
Yeah, there are a few. It looks like there is a group of a dwarf, a female dwarf, a female elf, a male human, and another elf of indeterminate gender.
How would you rate the attractiveness of the denizens of this table?
The elf of indeterminate gender is very handsome. The female elf is, elves are good looking as a rule. So they're both good looking. The human dude is, he's good, but in a sort of like in a more rustic way. He looks like, he's sort of a bigger, thicker dude, more like a Magnus Burnsides type.
Sure.
And the dwarf is a little more. She's not significantly less pretty than the other ones. It's more that she's more of a. She looks more bookish.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. I'm going right over to their table.
Okay.
And I'm trying to place myself. I want to place myself sort of between them and where they're viewing the harp.
Okay.
And be sort of turned a little bit towards them so they might be able to. I don't want to be directly in their way, but I want to be in their field of vision.
Okay. And they're paying pretty close attention to the what's on the screen, and it happens to be you guys, and you get a weird glance of some footage from the eyes of
Niramore.
Of Niramore. The footage switches suddenly to the eyes of Niramore because the other footage kind of goes black for a second, and uncomfortably you see the thing that you saw in the dungeon, the figure with the crown of blood, and they're like shouting at the bartender to pause it, like they seem to be talking loudly about it, and you overhear it's got to be some kind of a magic trick, right? It's some kind of an illusion. I don't know. It changed, you know. It's like one of the things that we weren't seeing, right? I think this is it, because the regular harp went off, and you hear they're theorizing about what this thing is.
I'm going to lean directly on their table and just look around at them and say, well, if you all have theories about what I saw yesterday, or earlier today, I suppose, time is strange, isn't it? I sure would love to hear them.
And the more bookish dwarf just sort of squeaks. You're
Nick Stormrider. Yeah, it's lovely to meet you, and I hold my hand out to her.
And the elf woman says, "Wow, Nick Stormrider. We're fans. You just came out of nowhere. What my friend is trying to say, the elf of indeterminate gender says, is it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance."
Well, I've certainly never had fans before, so that's a pleasure all its own. Or
well,
at least not fans who recognize me immediately on sight.
Well, I do have some experience with your team, says the elf of indeterminate gender. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am sorry, I'm trying to remember his name. Their name. Sure. I am Evelio. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Evelio, lovely name. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. I'm a local hairstylist. I worked on your friend, Fanoa.
Oh, wonderful. Fanoa does have lovely hair, doesn't she? We're very close.
That's right. That cute pixie cut. That was me. That was my work.
Your work? Well, you've quite the deft hand. Can I tell you something truly ridiculous?
Do you mind if I actually, honestly, I'd love to get my hands on your hair. You have some beautiful black locks.
Well, it's
And I do have experience working with celebrities. And you can tell Evelio is very proud of the fact that of this group of friends, they are the one who has actually met Jewel Crab before this, and they're making it as if it's old hat to be talking to someone as famous as you.
Sure, they're too eager, so I'm gonna just look at them immediately and go, right. And I didn't catch the rest of your names.
Well, I'm Dandel. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm a big fan. I mean, you're no offense. I was kind of a Brown fan, but I think you did some really cool stuff in that dungeon. The thing with the darkness and I don't really know what you did. It was hard to see, but I mean, you took out that Hydra, and I have nothing but respect for you, man.
That's very kind of you. Before I get the rest of your names, could I tell you all something truly ridiculous about my day?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, what happened?
Well, I got out of the dungeon and I was feeling very proud of myself and, of course, of my wonderful team. We're almost like family already. But no one has bought me a drink yet.
And the dwarf says, "Get this man a drink! Somebody get this man a drink!" And she runs over to the bar and just kind of climbs up the bar and sort of shakes the bartender. And she's and then she yells back, "What do you want?"
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking I'm drinking an iced tea of the Longest Island. The Longest Island is an island to the east. It's very nice.
Yes. I'm very familiar. I'll have 2 of those. I have a bit of catching up to do.
All right. 2 iced teas of the Longest Island. Man, I wish there was a way to shorten this name.
If only. Do you all mind if I have a seat?
By all means, since that's
it's just that you all seem so very friendly.
Actually, I'm going to make the female elf have a different accent. She'll be British. By all means, absolutely. You can feel free to sit here or wherever you like.
Oh heavens! Are you from the Green Coast?
I am. Yes, I'm from Cosmitian. It's it's one of the better cities. It's honestly kind of boring, but that's why I travel.
Why do you think I left the area? Yes, we practically were neighbors, I suppose.
No, I think so. Where's that accent from?
That's a good question, Josh, to which I don't remember the answer. Where on the Green Coast did I grow up?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, I don't remember the area at all.
Yeah, me neither. Let's just choose one. So she's from Cosmitian. The regions of the Green Coast are Lunatien, Cosmitian.
Oh, it was that one. He was from
right. That makes sense. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
The city of the moon. So you're a little downriver from where she lives. She's a northerner.
Yeah.
That's right. Lunatien, you said?
Yes, Lunatien. It's been some time since I was back, though.
Well, that's a nicer place than the northern cities, but they're close to Masmaraz, and that's where everything is happening these days.
Seems to be quite the lively spot.
Yeah, we actually I made the trip here so I could see the competition live. I've been a fan for a while now. And, it's a honor to meet a competitor. I mean, what is it like in there? I mean, is it really as dangerous as it looks?
Well,
is it really as sorry, I got my accent slipped away. Troubling me today. Is it really as dangerous as it looks?
Well, I don't know if you have ever leapt off a cliff on top of a flailing ice hydra, but turns out not to be the safest activity for a morning.
And Dandel just pats you on the back and says, "Badass, man!" Wow.
Well, it's not as
I
though
like you, man. That's true. Lucian, man, now he is a fighter.
A very brave soul, that Lucian. Yes.
Yeah. Do you? I don't mean to be forward, but do you think I could meet Lucian?
Oh,
He's like my number one pick this year. My favorite of we're actually doing a fantasy league. Lucian's on my team.
I don't suppose you have Colin Edgewood?
Nah.
Hmm.
I'm not really into
Interesting choice.
casters, you know.
Mm-hmm. Interesting choice. Yes. Well, good luck with all of that. I can't imagine anything less interesting to Nyx than someone having a fantasy IDL team.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's not good. I don't even know how that game works, but it exists.
No, it's
Wait a second, we have a fantasy IDL team. Oh no!
Oh no! We're in it.
Oh shit!
It's all happening.
Part of the
Those
problem,
guys.
guys. Part of the problem.
We are Dandel.
We are all Dandel. Yeah, I mean, I don't have. This is turning into a lot of gushy small talk, but I'm happy to just schmooze with these people,
Right.
And hopefully get very drunk with them.
Yeah. Do you want any result from the schmoozing?
I mean,
Is there any goal here? Because we can have a goal for a goal.
mostly the goal is getting drunk, but as a secondary goal, if any number of them are like into it.
Our DTF?
Then again, Nyx is blowing off some steam. So
Okay. That's cool. Finally, someone doing some rock star shit.
I'm a bard, for God's sake.
Trying to sleep with groupies. Okay. So I'm gonna have you roll for this to determine which and how many. Is there anyone you are interested in specifically, or are you just seeing what happens as the night goes on?
Let's see. The dwarf and both elves are kind of cool. The human, just with the fantasy league thing, turned out to be super boring.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not into the bookish thing.
All right. You roll a d20 and add charisma.
Okay. That's going to be an 18.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to roll to randomize the results. I'm going to roll a d4. Oh, you got a 4. Yeah, so that's all of them. Yeah, by the end of the night, because you're all so drunk and really, really vibing with everybody. Even Dandel, who turns out, once you get past his bro thing, he's like,
cool.
He starts talking to you about like how he actually, he's from a family of knights, and he actually wanted to be a bard, but he's tone deaf. And,
Oh no!
Yeah, I know it's rough. So he's kind of like, the bro thing is kind of a defense, and you start to he opens up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't want his whole life story.
No, and you tell him that to his face. But that, like, for whatever reason, he's into that. Like he responds to being nagged pretty well.
We're both working some stuff out tonight, huh?
Yeah, apparently. And you wake up the next morning in a bed full of all 4 of these people. Congratulations.
Nyx wakes up in nothing but his sunglasses, looks around, smiles to himself, and goes, "Yeah, that's about right."
All right. Breve, it's your turn.
Wakes up in nothing but his sunglasses. Oh my god.
He never takes them off.
That's awesome.
Breve has a new hero.
This is day one.
Oh man.
Breve's gonna need like a play-by-play, step-by-step manual.
What can I say? Nyx
Gross.
Nyx is the hero you guys deserve right now.
His motto is 4 or nothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was some classic D&D bard shit right there. Yeah. So Breve, what do you want to? We'll close out with Breve's scene. If you guys don't mind going a little over because we started late.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I don't know what's gonna come about of my dealings, but
Hey, maybe you'll get lucky too. You're gonna go visit your your special friend.
my special friend.
Special friend.
Visit my special friend. Yeah. So I guess off to meet for golds.
All right. So you head from you decide to stop by Made for Gold after you go to the after you leave the sewers, and you head to the pyramid, and you're greeted by some orc PR reps who take you to see Caleb. And you're brought to Caleb's sort of a lab that he's got. And he says, "Oh, hey there! I didn't know you'd be coming today. Hello."
Hello. Sorry.
It's yeah. It's been a little while since I haven't. I mean, I guess I saw you at the a little gathering that we had, but I didn't have a chance to talk to you then.
Not a problem. Sorry to just kind of barge in unexpected. I just, just got out of the sewers, as it were. That's what the kids say.
Yeah. You. Listen, we got some staff showers if you need to take a.
I mean, am I offensive to Caleb or?
Here. Well, here I'll take care of this for you. And
Maybe there's a balcony we could go out on.
He calls over a shorter orc in a blue robe, and the orc pulls out a wand and just taps you with it, and suddenly all the grime on your body just disappears, and you smell like a lemon fresh scent.
Oh, that's nice.
That was easy.
Thank you, Mortimer. That's Mortimer. He's our. Well, I started training some janitorial wizards. So it's really working out, actually. This place is spotless, which is good because before we had those janitorial wizards, there were some real health code violations that we were breaking with all the meat around. So I'm just glad we're, doing better. Anyway, how can I help you, Breve?
I would imagine it'd be hard to find wizards who want to be janitors, but good on ya.
Well, the trick is to make someone who isn't a wizard into a wizard and teach them only janitorial spells.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it.
That's the best way I've found to do it.
As long as there's no rebellion, we're good.
Well, they're handsomely paid for this service.
Of course. Anyway, we've just, as a group, we've been through quite a bit of stuff lately, and I apologize for not coming to see you sooner. And this is honestly the first chance I've had to escape, as it were.
Yeah. It seems like you've been busy.
Yeah. So Breve is going to awkwardly go through his bag of wonderment really quickly. Caleb, I have something. Well, two things actually. I wanted to give you. And the first thing is God, I have to go way back to my notes. It was an ancient mask that I had bought for him like a long sessions ago.
Oh.
I forgot who I got it from. Someone in town. It was some sort of like.
Yeah, that was from the Curiosity Shop. Yeah, it was an alabaster mask.
Oh.
Yeah. So I present that to him.
Oh, what do we have here?
I don't know if you already have this one. If you don't, I have the receipt. You can get it.
No. I this is. If I'm not mistaken, let's see. And he looks at the mask. This. Where did you get this?
It's a little off the beaten path shop I came across one day in town.
This is. This is a mask of some anthropological significance. This is if I'm not mistaken. This mask dates back to the first Skolamaki. This is a ceremonial mask of a worm druid. You can see on the inside. I don't know if you see. They're kind of subtle, but they actually used small stone-eating worms to eat out the shape of the inside of the mask. You can see there's little bevels all through it. That's you can tell. This is really something.
I thought it was a chisel.
No, it's that's worm work right there. That's something. They say the worm druids had some insight into where they came from.
Really interesting.
Yeah, I mean that before. I mean, I started doing my research before the Colonel Angus McAngus. May rest in peace. Before the Colonel started doing his research,
delicious pieces
in 10 pieces for $3.99. The first Skolamaki were some of the earliest artifacts we had. They are. This represents some of the oldest known artifacts. I mean, the only things that are older than this that we know of are the things that you found from the pre-cataclysm age.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, there was the cataclysm, of course. We believe it's the worms. Everything before there were worms. Almost everything seems to be, besides a few things we've recovered. Seems to be lost to history. But before that is when I believe, and now, boy, do I have some real evidence of the Orcish civilization. Pre-cataclysm Orcish civilization. I mean, it's really something. But sorry, I don't mean to wax historical on you, but I thank you for this gift. This is really something. I mean, what's the occasion?
So Breve has just been like laying on the floor, like just on his belly with his hands under his chin, just twinkle in his eye, listening intently. Well, no particular reason. I just saw it and I thought of you and thought maybe you would like it. I didn't realize its significance, but I'm really thrilled that you like it.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you.
You're
and then next to the that's actually what the Skolamaki that earlier antiquities are when I went to Age of the First Cities studies was what I went to school for. So obviously my focus has shifted, but I still have a real fascination with this time in history. So thank you.
You're most welcome.
I have one other thing that I wanted to give you, and I hope it doesn't have too much unwanted baggage or painful memories or whatnot. But I know the last time we spoke, I was headed off to the McAngus tribe, the northern tribes, and sometime I'll have to tell you about all of my dealings with them. But turns out that I had a bit of a skirmish up there, and in a roundabout way, might have made a lifelong friend, a lady orc by the name of Anig, and this was hers. And I present the her axe that she gave to me.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is a real. It's a real dwarvish axe. This is the kind of real orcish axe. This is the kind of the orcish culture that we've been trying to get away from.
You know, it's. I'm hesitant to give it to you, but I feel like it's kind of symbolic in a way. It's not all bad up there. You know, I met some people who are maybe a little more forward thinking than you might remember, and to me, it's a bit of a symbol of hope, and that's why I wanted to give it to you.
Well, thank you. I you know, more than anything, I want to see our people thrive. You know, whatever that means. You know, that's what you know, Colonel Angus McAngus wanted, and you know, when he taught me, that's what I want as well. You know, it's funny. You remind me so much of him. You know, you even. It's fun. Have you seen the statue outside? You even kind of look like him.
I did notice it, but I didn't see the resemblance. But I kind of do now.
Same brow, same horns, same tusks. Yeah. You ain't a McAngus, are you?
Well, to be honest, I don't know all of my history.
That's right. You mentioned something about that. You came from an island.
I did. Yeah. Well, that was one of my layovers, if you will.
Huh. Yeah, that's funny. I think about it. I remember, you know, back when I was a protege of the Colonel, I remember him telling me a little story about time I spent on an island. Couldn't have been the same place.
He said hard to find?
He said he said he'd never been able to find it since, and he went back, but you know, he said he went there and this is sort of private to him. I told him I wouldn't tell anybody about it. I don't know if I should.
I don't want you to divulge anything you don't feel comfortable with. I completely understand.
Well, yeah, I don't know. He's been gone a few years now. I don't see the harm of it. Well, he said that he met some elves on an island, and you know, initially I was like, elves. Spend time with elves. You know, that was back when I was younger. I saw differences that maybe didn't exist between people, and well, he told me that he confessed to me that, you know, he had spent a good deal of time on this island, and he got to know some of the locals. He met an elf woman. This is actually, you know, this his story. This is a part of his story that not a lot of people hear. You know, the story as he told it to people. He got shipwrecked and he had a revelation. But he told me that it was living with those elves. They taught him something that they taught him that life was to be lived, and they taught him that all life is precious, and so if you're gonna take life, then it has to be for the sake of life, and well, he told me he told me he met a woman there. Well, an elf woman. And the way he spoke about her, she was, I think he might have loved her. He didn't go into detail, but it seemed like more than anything, she was the reason he wished he could go back. But he left after he realized that there was something he could do to help his own people. He made a choice to come back to the mainland and teach his people how to not be warlike and how to make a place for themselves in the world. And then when he tried to go back, he couldn't find the way. But no, I mean, I'm sure there are other elves out there. That couldn't be your people, could it?
So Breve is a little just kind of awestruck in a way, just for the sheer coincidence of everything.
Did he ever happen to mention a volcano on the island?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he said there was a volcano on the island. That's so funny. He said they talked about the volcano as a kind of metaphor for the sort of fire of life that lives inside everybody.
Did he happen to mention a spirit on the island?
Yeah, I think they regarded the volcano, the fire in the volcano, as sort of the soul of the island. They treated it like it was a deity,
I do know.
There was a name for it, Elvish word.
There sure was, and I'm looking desperately for it right now.
I know one of the words was Arda. It was Arda something.
Yeah. God, I know I have it written down somewhere.
I know Arda is the Elvish word for fire. Okay, so let's just say he said the word.
Yeah, that exact word.
And we will come up with a new name for the thing that we said briefly, and we've been calling the Earth Fire the whole time.
Yeah. Perfect.
I think that's my island. I think that's my people.
And he stares at you wide-eyed. Oh my God. I mean, you don't think there weren't any other orcs on that island, right?
No, well, not when I was growing up, but I did hear mentioned before me.
Huh. Do Did you know your mother?
I didn't really. I just have impressions of her. I just have, just from what I've heard, mostly from the few people who talk about her in the village.
Huh.
I was raised by an elf elder who kind of took to me when I was young.
You also talked about an elf. Said it was the woman's brother who he became like a brother to Angus. Wonder if that's the same fella. I don't know exactly how we'd be able to verify this, but I mean, I'm an anthropologist, and we are able to make conjectures from very little evidence, Breve, and I don't want to make a conjecture just based on it, but I mean, if I had to make an educated guess, it sounds like you are the son of Colonel Angus McAngus. And that means that I work for you. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Awesome.
Whoa.
Awesome.
Whoa!
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
Are we diving straight into stuff next week, or are we going to do a little bit more chit chat stuff?
That's kind of going to be up to you. Next week's kind of going to be the same sort of situation. There's going to be a couple things that I'll need just everybody to be present for.
Cool. I only asked just I want to follow up with I mean, this is all amazing stuff, but I do want to just kind of like get the nitty gritty of my magic arrows in the works at least.
No, absolutely. So next week, I think if you do want to actually do some shopping and some interlude stuff, we ended up doing some plot heavy stuff today anyway, which I didn't. You know, it's just kind of that's how the improv went.
Shopping!
But next week, yeah, we could definitely do some shopping, leveling up stuff, getting you guys all prepared. There is one thing I want to have happen next week that will sort of influence maybe your shopping choices. So, but we'll do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is Santa coming back to get his shit and also bringing us?
He's gonna come back and he's gonna take his shit
He's
back.
looking for a hat, but he brought his present.
Presents because he's Santa Claus and he's not gonna not bring you presents. But it's all coal.
But
I have my Santa hat. I can change things.
Well, we can cross Cole off the shopping list. That's nice.
Now, here's my question: was Breve wearing a Santa hat the whole time he was having this conversation?
Yes. Please. Please.
It's completely possible. He was definitely wearing it during the court case.
Nice. Good.
He doesn't know fashion well, so he thought it was a fancy hat.
He doesn't even notice that the beard grows.
Right. He has zero self-awareness. Hence the flip-flops peeling off his disgusting feet.
Love that. Good
Hey,
session,
favorite
everybody.
new character is Dandel. Can we have him back, please? Dandel.
All hail Dandel.
All hail Dandel.
Now, now Dandel and Nyx have a history.
Oh man.
Is that still the case if Nyx doesn't remember him?
Listen, Nyx may not remember Dandel, but Dandel remembers Nyx. You showed Dandel a whole new world.
So fun fact, flip-flops here in New Zealand are called jandals.
Jandals.
What?
Chandel?
What?
As soon as you said
Nothing.
Jandal, that's all I could think about.
Dandle, dandle.
Yeah, Jandal Dandle. He's just wearing his jandals.
He's wearing his jandals. His name is Dandle.
Over here, we call them flap flaps.
We call them flippy floppers.
Really, neither of them make sense.
Flippity floppers. Well, okay, flip flop makes sense in that they go flip flap, flip flap, flip flap. Sort of.
And it's
Sort of.
very-
It's kind of like it's onomatopoeic in a way.
Poetic. Yeah.
Yeah, onomatopoeic. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Jandals.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed your 3 dramatic conversations and your 1
You're
sex
very
rump.
good.
Sex rump.
Listen, I have more important stuff I want to do, but that I've told you about. But that was like
Yeah.
the thing that needed to get dealt
No,
with first.
Listen,
I thought
I'm
you were just saying, listen, I
I'm-
have
I thought he was going to say I have more important people I need to do.
I am so glad that you did it. It was a lot of fun, and it was 100% in character, and I think we needed that to break up the drama.
I really like the iced tea of Long
the
Island.
iced tea of the longest island.
I see
Of the longest island.
God, if only there was a shorter way to say it.
There is it.
There is not.
Common is a really limited language sometimes, you know?
Yeah, it really is. You know, there's just so many ways you can say things.
It
It's
doesn't
not like words
translate
can
well
be-
from the Elvish.
No, I mean in Elvish, it's it's Marangara, but it's but of course in Common it's the longest island. Now it's on the map, guys. I chose the island that it is, and I just chose the longest one.
second longest one.
They get
Incredible.
nothing done on that island.
No, they don't. And they're all electric sorcerers, so their hair just sticks right up.
I know where they could get a job cleaning toilets.
Hey,
We'll bring it all home.
they might know too many spells already, though.
Well,
They're
they're
overqualified
drunk.
for the job.
They're
Yeah.
drunk. They don't remember anything.
I mean,
Not
in this
wrong.
economy, though,
In this economy,
In this economy?
really?
Now that I'm a new titan, like a businessman of the people.
all right. I need to go make some food happen. I'll talk to you
Yeah,
all.
I got
Me too. Great
Us
session,
too.
everybody.
Yeah.
It's
Thanks for a good
lunchtime.
session. It's lunchtime.
Thanks for a fun session, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What part of them and out there? Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Don.
I was just gonna come out to talk to you. Did you get any? Did you eat?
I'm making spaghetti right now. I was going to ask if you wanted spaghetti.
Oh, okay. I was gonna order some food, but I'll have spaghetti.
You sure?
Do you have sauce?
Yeah, I bought sauce today.
No, I got spaghetti.
Okay.
I don't mind food. Thanks for getting all these jobs. I'm gonna have to go through them tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And it's a bitch and a half, but like, when I was job hunting, I applied to like 19 jobs and only one got back to me.
Yeah.
So.
It is what it is. I'll do it. I'm gonna like, because I'm waiting for Christine's response. I'm gonna take it slow. I'll just do like. My plan is to try to do 1, 2 a day, more on the weekend. Just because I can get burnt out from applications pretty quickly. But that's what I'm going to try to do at least.
Also, is there a good cough? I'm gonna go hang out with my friends tomorrow morning.
Okay.
But then I'll be back.
Who you hang out?
I'm hanging out with some of my coworkers.
Cool.
I want to go get brunch.
Oh, that's nice. When will you be home?
Probably fairly soon after that. It's like afternoon because I have homework due.
Well, I'll come out and hang out with you.
Okay.
Love you.
Spaghetti's done, by the way.
Thank you. I love you. Yeah. Okay. I'll still hang out with you. Came back here for something. I think just my laptop.